What is going on, guys? My name is Sena and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about consistency in Valorant, what consistency in Valorant looks like, and how to be a more consistent player. I've had so many people request to me to make this video, and it's one that I've been putting off for a long time. I've been putting this video off because I feel like I struggle with consistency myself. I've been working on becoming a more consistent player recently, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the 3 most important things, in my opinion, to being more consistent. Right before we jump into the video though, guys, I want to take a moment to thank Valorant Tracker for sponsoring this video. Valorant Tracker is the most popular all-in-one companion tool for tracking your stats and performance in Valorant. Valorant Tracker has a huge range of features and tools to help you improve. Do you want to check your own stats and see what areas you're lacking in? Valorant Tracker has you covered. You can view all of your KD ratios, headshot percentages, agent KDs and win rates, map win rates, and so much more. Is there another player in your game that's popping off? You can click the live match button in the Valorant Tracker overlay and get a detailed look at all of the players in your match. Do you want to learn lineups or just simple tips and tricks that you can do with a specific agent? Click on the Guides tab and access a massive library of lineups and tricks with every single agent in the game. Oh, did I also mention that Valorant Tracker is completely free to download and use? You don't need to pay a single penny to access the best tool for improving at Valorant. So what are you waiting for? Go down in the description or in the pinned comment and download Valorant Tracker today. Thank you again to Valorant Tracker for sponsoring this video, and with all of that being said, guys, let's get right back into the video. In my opinion, being consistent is one of the hardest parts of Valorant. But the real question that a lot of people forget to ask is, what does it even mean to be a consistent player? I personally feel like consistency is a really subjective topic. I feel like a lot of people think that being consistent is just having a really high KD every game and match MVPing every single game. While yes, that is being very consistent, it's not really a realistic goal to have. Even for pro players, consistently match MVPing every game is really difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible, as there are many players that are able to pull it off. What I'm saying is that unless you are smurfing or you're a pro player, it's going to be really hard to consistently match MVP every game when you're trying to climb out of your rank. In my opinion, I think that being a consistent player is keeping a positive KD while winning more than 50% of your games. Keeping both your KD positive and your win rate above 50% are 2 ways to ensure that you will be ranking up. To me, this is the only real stats that consistency should concern, and if your goal is to match MVP every single game, that's fine, but it's not very realistic. Now that we know what consistency is, I'm going to talk about the 3 pillars of consistency. The first pillar is your hardware that you're using and your setup. The second is your mentality and your outlook on the game. And the third is your playstyle and your actual gameplay itself. Each of these 3 topics are important in their own ways, and I'm going to explain these to you in this video. Starting off with the first topic, let's talk a little bit about your hardware. A lot of people have this misconception where they think that upgrading their hardware will make them immediately better at the game. As someone who started out playing PC games on a really low-end PC and upgraded it to a high-end PC over time, I can confirm that your skill will not instantly skyrocket as soon as you get new parts. What upgrading your hardware actually does is it'll increase your skill ceiling. Your skill ceiling is your maximum potential of skill that you could have. I made a little diagram here in Paint to show you guys what I'm talking about. I'm going to be demonstrating this in these kind of skill bars. The bar on the left is your current skill bar, and the bar on the right is your skill bar after upgrading your hardware. You won't instantly get better after you upgrade, but it definitely gives you more room to improve for the future. Just to give credit where credit's due, I took this skill bar diagram from Tokaku. She used this diagram in an older video to demonstrate skill in Osu. Even though we're talking about a different game here, the same concept still applies. I get a bunch of DMs from people asking me if they should upgrade their PC, and my answer is always the same. I think that if you have the money to afford it and you want to upgrade, you should just go for it. Having a high refresh rate monitor is really nice, and I would recommend anyone to upgrade it. Getting a new CPU as well is really nice for Valorant. If you've reached your current skill ceiling, it can be really hard to be consistent, especially if you're running on a really low end PC. There are some people out there that play the game on like 15 FPS and wonder why they can't get out of iron when they're literally playing a slideshow. Just to wrap up this topic, I think that if you can upgrade your hardware, you should definitely go for it. It can help you become more consistent, especially if you're running on really low hardware. I'm not saying it's impossible to rank up on a lower end PC, but as you upgrade, it'll definitely help you improve over time. Moving on to the second pillar of consistency, I want to talk a little bit about mentality and your outlook on the game. I've mentioned this in some of my older videos, and I'm going to mention it again now. Being good at Valorant is 50% mechanics and 50% mental. A lot of people really overlook the mental aspect, and they're kind of like, yeah, be positive, whatever. But it goes deeper than that, and it doesn't necessarily have to be tilting that I'm talking about. I think that chasing your losses is one of the biggest parts of Valorant that's hard to deal with. If you're hung up on your losses and your past games, it'll be really hard to focus on the one that you're currently in. Mentality also includes confidence. I see a lot of players that are inconsistent just because they aren't confident enough in their own skill. Same thing goes if you flip the coin around and people that are overconfident and just swing everything. There's a fine line between being a confident player and ego swinging every angle. I don't know you personally, so I can't tell you exactly what part of your mentality is lacking, but this is something that you need to do a little bit of soul searching on and figure out for yourself. If you get scared when you're in a 1vx because everyone is watching, that's something that you need to take note of. If you keep dying at the very start of the game because you're swinging mid every round, you need to take note of that. Your mental influences your decision making, which in turn will affect your gameplay a lot. If you really want to become a consistent player and perform well every game, you need to learn how to be a calm player. Being calm and collected goes a really long ways, and it's something that's helped me a lot. This kind of comes with experience, and it's something that you need to build up over a long time and doesn't just instantly happen. Another point about being consistent is that you need to be patient and give yourself time. A lot of these skills and concepts are things that take years and years to build up, so don't worry about it too much. And one more thing that I want to mention for this topic is overplaying. I've talked about this in many videos, but this is especially true for being consistent, is you do not want to overplay. Trust me, playing 3 games in one day and doing good in those 3 games beats playing 10 and doing terrible in like 5 of them. It's really hard to be consistent for really long play sessions, so if you play in bursts, it'll really help you maintain your skill. I'd recommend playing a couple games, taking a break, playing a couple games, taking a break, something like that. If you're on a losing streak, just stop playing for a bit, cool off, and come back later. This is one thing that's really helped me in becoming more consistent. And finally, let's talk about the third pillar or third topic, which is your actual gameplay / play style. This is another really important one because it's the actual game, it's your gameplay. One thing that's really helped me in being consistent with my gameplay is playing in spots or going for plays that I do a lot. For example, whenever I'm playing Bind, I'm always playing showers. I've kind of mastered some of the angles in showers and I feel really comfortable playing there. Playing spots on the map that you're really comfortable with and going for plays that you're comfortable with and you know you've done before will definitely help you be more consistent. Like on Ascent, for example, I'm really comfortable playing cat / A main. Every time I post up on A main, I have a plan and I know what my pathing is gonna look like, so I have a better chance of not dying. This might seem like some really beginner basic level stuff, but it's true. Figuring out your play style and places that you like to play that you're comfortable with is so important, and it's really helped me out a lot. Same thing goes for opping too, because I've found some spots that I really like opping at that I never miss, so those are the spots that I hold and it really helps me get a lot of free kills. Valorant just has a lot of factors that change from game to game. The map you're playing on, the people you're playing against, the people on your team, everything everything is constantly changing. The main goal with consistency is trying to filter out as many of those factors as possible. This is why I recommend to you guys to start trio queuing, because it'll level out the factor of teammates. This is also why I would recommend maining 2 or 3 agents and getting really comfortable with them, because you won't be on an off roll. And playing spots on the map that you're comfortable with and angles that you know really well will help you even more with filtering out these variables. And I think that's everything I wanted to talk to you guys about in this video. Consistency is a really hard topic to make a video on, and I'm still learning how to be consistent. It's not something that can be taught easily, and it's something more that you need to find within yourself. Hopefully some of these tips and advice that I gave you will help you out in becoming a more consistent player and winning those ranked games. Anyways guys, if you did enjoy this video or find it helpful, don't forget to drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Make sure you guys go down in the comment section and leave me some video suggestions so I can make them for you guys. I want to make videos that you guys want to see and topics that you guys are struggling with. Also make sure you go in the description and join my community Discord server. We have a really chill community over there and we'd love to have you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.